Have you ever asked the question, what makes us human? What is that dividing line that separates us from the rest of the mammal kingdom out there? What is that spark that makes us human? Now, when I started pondering this question, I came up with emotions, and I was convinced that because we feel this range of emotions, we feel happy, we feel sad, whatever, and everything kind of in between, that was the thing that made us human. But it's not, because I've seen animals expressing emotions. I'm sure you have too. Just watch your pets, you'll see it. So it's deeper than emotion, and I believe it's our spirituality. But when I talk about spirituality, what I'm talking about is our connection to and interpretation of our emotions. Because it is emotion that underpins and gives way to a sense of purpose. My goodness, the wind is howling. So emotion brings with it a sense of purpose. Now, I don't believe that animals have a sense of purpose. They are driven by primal instincts, and I believe that that is the dividing line. So it's how we interpret our emotions and use that to create a sense of purpose. Because think about it. We've all experienced a lack of purpose or a loss of meaning in our lives. And what happens? We express it through our emotions, right? But when we're also feeling, or conversely, when we're feeling like we've got a sense of purpose and a sense of meaning, we express it through our emotions. Listen to the language that you use. I feel unfulfilled, lack of purpose. I feel like I make a difference, purpose expressed. Okay, so we express our purpose through our emotions. But here's something I really want to dive into today. For so many years, I have repressed my emotions. And as I started the journey of becoming a coach, I loved NLP, because NLP is all about reframing. If you see it this way, and if you feel like this, you just change your language and you get this. And that to me was a silver bullet, and I thought that's great. But probably in the last year, I've started shifting my thinking, and there's a danger in a reframe before we're ready for a reframe. What I want you to do is I want you to start practicing, or what I'd like to suggest is that you start practicing experiencing your emotions. Now that's something that I've been experimenting with this year, and I can't tell you the emotional healing that it's brought to me and the shifts in perspective that it's brought to me. So in the past, when I was feeling an emotion, what I used to do is I used to reframe it. I would be feeling worthless, and I would reframe it, and I would look for all the evidence that proved that I'm not worthless, and I would quote that to myself and pull myself out of that emotional hole. But here's what's happening. I'm not feeling the emotion. I'm not expressing that emotion. So what's happening is I'm pushing that emotion down, and I'm stifling it, stifling it, stifling it. And I've lived like this for over 40 years. This is my go-to. Do not express emotions, Chantal. It's not what we do. Now, we all know, and we've all heard the reports of how cancer is linked to unforgiveness, and how disease very often is or comes from unexpressed emotion. There is a danger in not expressing emotion, because emotion is there for us to work through. You know the old adage, the only way through is through. We've got to go through. So stop stifling those emotions and feel them and express them. Now this is what I've done in the last couple of months, is I have learned to sit with those uncomfortable emotions. And I might sit with that feeling of unworthiness, and I hold it, and I amplify it, and I feel it, and I feel it, and the waves come, and it's not pleasant. But as that happens, you know what? I sense another emotion beneath it. And then I feel that emotion. And then I feel another emotion, and the waves come. And you've got to give yourself time to do this process. But at the bottom of those emotions, the insights that I've gleaned about myself have been so incredibly powerful. And you can do this too. We have a society that frowns on emotions. And we've given birth to this rise of coaches and NLP and all these fun reframe concepts. And there is nothing wrong with them in context. But because of this reframe mentality, because of this focus of our society on mindset, we are repressing our emotions more than ever before at our own peril. Because what we don't deal with will bubble up when we least expect it. And this is what I've learned in my life. 2023 has been a hard year for me, and I've had to face a lot of demons, a lot of repressed emotions. And I would love to share this with you, and I hope that this encourages you too, to stop repressing those emotions, to take the time out to feel them. Now, if an emotion gives rise in a business meeting, obviously you're not going to take the time to sit at that very moment. But take that emotion home with you. Take some time to feel that emotion, to go through that emotion and see what's on the other side. It might surprise you. And when you find something on the other side, go through that one and see what's on the other side of that. And here's the beautiful, beautiful thing that I've discovered. When you embark on this journey, as you go through each layer of emotions, like peeling back an onion, you know what you find right at the end? You find your very essence. You find your very soul. You find the person that you are. You find your purpose. Your soul sings. And there's this sense of, this is who I am. So it's my encouragement to you today that you use the reframes when necessary, but you make sure that you explore and feel every emotion, go through those layers to become the fullest version of yourself. Oops.